It's time to get on up with Jam and Renee. And here's your hosts, James Arthur M. and Renee Culver.
Good morning and welcome to Backchannel, the only place where you can listen to, watch, and interact live with hosts right here on your Echo device. And you're watching Get On Up with Jam and Renee. I am your breakfast jam for the morning, James Arthur M.
And I am Renee Culver. Jam, good morning.
Yes,
good
you
morning.
are.
Good
Yes, you are.
morning.
Renee,
Who else do we have?
I have to tell you, I'm so
Yes.
incredibly excited because, like you said, who else do we have? Well,
Yeah.
we've got Gmail from Hawaii. The Gmail is here, so that's fun.
I was hoping they'd be here.
But here's the thing that I'm most excited about. I don't know if you saw this. We were backstage, so we have a virtual backstage area. You all know, I love to want you to feel included. And how does this show get made? How do they do all the tricks?
Yes. Let us know.
I'm backstage and I just see, okay, we got Gmail in the audience. They're gonna get a show. And then who do I see popping on at 6:58? Kobe from Alabama. And here's what I love. Good morning, Kobe. Already shouting us out hello. And here's what I love about this is that Kobe was here yesterday and knows that we're on from 7 to 9 a.m. Pacific time.
Yeah, that's the time.
And so he knew that our show was gonna be on and then was like, well, let me jump on now. So Kobe,
let me make that part of my morning routine.
I feel like you intentionally did this to yourself, and couldn't be more happy about this, right? Like that's not an accident.
I love that scenario. I also love the scenario of Colby just being like, "How did I do this to myself again?" No, it's not true. Colby, we're here. We're friends. We're happy to have you.
It's 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, which is where Kobe is in Alabama, the Eastern time. We figured that out. So I feel like the wide awake, intentional. And then Adam just joined the stream as well. Adam's like, well, what is Kobe getting into? I got to get in there too. And Kobe said that Kobe said that they love us. They love us. Kobe loves us, and we appreciate that, Kobe.
We love you right back. Love you.
Alabama.
Right.
And Adam from Colorado, new to our show here, Get On Up. So we are Jam and Renee, and couldn't be more excited to be here with y'all this morning.
So happy. Adam, I'm also from Colorado. I'm Colorado Springs, if you happen to be from there. Did we go to high school together? Let me know. I am so excited about today's show. So excited because want to first tell our sweet Get On Uppers that if it is your first time and you're like, well, how do I do that? How do I say, yes, I'm also from Colorado and we went to high school together? Simply say to your device, say, yes, Renee, we went to high school together. Or say, no, Renee, just because we're from the same state does not mean we know each other. Whichever you choose. Whichever you choose. Jam.
Or say, I came here intentionally. Or, you could let us know.
Of course you did.
Let us know. So that's the best thing that we love about doing our show specific. We could have taken our show, Get On Up, anywhere. We could have went to Apple TV. We could have went to Peacock. We could have went to Quibi. But we're like, no. Where can we interact?
Offers.
Where can we interact directly with our community, our Get On Uppers, and Backchannel? That was the place. So this is the exciting thing. You can interact. You are a part of the show. So just talk to your device. It's not like you're talking to yourself. You're talking to an actual device, and it'll do all the things. Renee, can we tell everybody what they're in store for today? Tim just jumped on as well.
Morning, Tim.
Intentionally did this to themselves to join us this morning as well. So welcome.
So
now it's a party.
Happy to have you back. Now, right? We got regulars. And you know that means party. Oh boy, you guys, we did it. We made it to Wednesday. And as you know, that is Wednesday, Humpty Hump Day, where we begin every Wednesday with our morning jam, the theme song of the week that'll help you power through. That's how we're going to start.
And then we've got our now tradition. It's day 3, and it's a staple so far. Our celebrity birthday quiz. Celebrities, just like us, had birthdays. We're going to quiz you on some of them as well. Then we're going to play a game called Rank It. But this theme is the month. So which month is the Beyonce, Kelly, and Michelle using the Destiny's Child of it all? And then what's next, Renee?
And then we have What Would You Do Wednesday, followed by This Has Potential, and my very favorite segment, I think, of the entire week, Wildin' or Working It.
Ooh,
I can't wait.
yes, yes,
I can't
yes.
wait.
And we're gonna close it out with some Wednesday wisdom. We've got some advice for you. So here we are, and now Renee,
Yes.
let's get to the jams. Morning jam of the day
Morning
slash week.
jams. I don't know how to do an echo. Is that it?
Yeah, that was that. Yeah,
That
yeah,
sound
that
like
was
like
it.
a jam
It,
echo?
it was like it was like Fat Albert and Cave.
Oh.
That's what it was.
Yeah. All right. I'll take it. I'll take it. Technically, do I always have that light on in the background? Is it? I feel like I am being beamed in with an orb. Should I turn that light off?
I thought it was always intentional. It's too late now, Renee. What are you, I thought that was intentional.
No, I was
I thought it
prepared
was
to
like
get
a
up.
look. I thought you
Okay.
loved a backlighting. I'm like,
Oh, maybe.
light
Maybe.
that
Okay. All right.
back.
Wait, I think Wednesday is the day. Now, I do love Humpty Hump Wednesday, and I'm not in the mood to change it, so I won't. But I do think it is. What's that sparkly thing? I think that is also Wednesday. It's a
Oh
little
yeah.
distracting.
Mhm.
It's a little
Yeah.
distracting.
Expecting the day.
But I want to get to these jams,
Okay.
songs that are helping us get through the day. I have been singing this all week long, and I'm curious if you know it. I think this might be for us geriatric millennials, our clever, clever girls, or maybe just our white girls. Are you familiar with Anna Nolik's "Breathe"? Do you know that song?
Wait, maybe like let me see if I sing it and let me know if I got it
Okay,
right.
it's
I
2005.
just
Yeah,
gotta. Oh wait, no, then I
yeah,
don't.
I know.
No,
There's
because I was thinking of like I was gonna do like there's a Euro dance pop hit in the 90s.
right.
Everybody breathe. Oh wait, that's not
Ooh,
even the
I
words
love
that
that
they
one.
say. Everybody to
Party.
feel good, feel
Eh,
good.
oh
Yeah. Remember that one? They
yeah.
don't say breathe in
What
that
is
at
it saying? It's
all.
not "Breathe." Everybody.
Everybody breathe to feel
I
good,
mean, breathe
feel
is right.
good. I
Good
made it
advice.
happen.
Breathe
Oh,
well.
is it
Yes.
is it this one?
Yeah.
Go, go, leave me breathless. Go,
No,
go,
but it should be.
leave
These
me
are all much better than what
breathless.
I've selected. Yeah,
Do you remember that one?
I do.
That's like my white girl jam. That's like
I
the quintessential white girl song.
couldn't
And I'll
love it
tell
more.
you, it's
I
on a
couldn't
playlist or two of mine.
couldn't
That's
love
there.
it more. This one, I'll see if we can get you there. It starts off, the first lyric is 2 a.m. Does that help at all? Or this is the one where I really, really get into it. I'll
Oh,
tell you the part
Michelle
of
Branch? Is it Michelle
you would
Branch?
think that's what I thought it
Oh,
was. It's
okay.
Anna
Okay.
Nolik, and maybe Michelle Branch ultimately covered it. But the part that I always get into is, "'Cause you can't jump the track. We're like cars on a cable, and life's like an hourglass. Move to the table. No one can find the rewind button, girl. So cradle your head in your hands and breathe. Just breathe." I feel
Oh,
like maybe you're not okay. There we go. Took
yeah.
long enough.
You
Jesus.
got me to
No,
the
that's
core.
on me.
You're flat.
Please go read the contract, Renee. Please go read the contract. Choruses
You're
only,
flat.
no verses.
Yeah, no, you got me there. Once we got
Okay.
to, it's one of those ones that you only like the chorus is the thing that sticks
Right.
out into your head.
Right.
You know,
It's also
because
one
you're
of
having
those
trouble
songs,
breathing.
yeah, where the final chorus they bring in backup singers to do harmony. So you, as a emo white girl in 2005, would implement the harmony immediately. Immediately.
Oh, you gotta find it. Gotta
Yeah.
find
So
it.
I've been singing "Breathe" all week
What's
long.
inspired this?
Yeah.
So we can dig a little deeper. What has inspired this?
Great question. Do you?
Asthmatic. Just breathe it tonight. Get your inhaler.
That's it.
What's
Yeah, no,
happening?
that's it. I've got
Oh,
myself into
and
some
there's also "Breathe" is a very popular. That'd be a
very
whole entire
popular song,
game. Maybe next
right?
week we'll rate rank
What's
your
the best
breathe
"Breathe"
songs.
song? I think
Because
that's a
Tim
perfect
points
idea.
out Faith Hill's got a song called "Breathe."
Yeah.
Kylie Minogue's got a song called "Breathe."
Yep.
Michelle Branch has a song
It's a
called
song called
"Breathe."
"Breathe." All the breathing, and
People are
it's
having trouble
good
breathing.
advice.
And then
Yes.
Destiny's Child themselves have a
Mhm.
song called "Lose My Breath." Lose my breath. Like people are having trouble breathing.
Yeah. Well, let's
Since
make
the
a note to
90s.
rate breathing songs from the 90s.
Awesome. We have to do this.
We
Please,
all looking for it.
everyone, we're gonna make a
We're all looking
note.
for it.
We will not
We
disappoint
all want to
you,
know.
listeners. We're putting it out there next week. You already know what the rank
We
it
want
is.
to know. Do
We're
you?
gonna
I
rank
wouldn't.
songs with breathe.
Yeah, thank you. Yes, please. Tracy's here. Tracy, we're so excited to have you. You're talking about our favorite songs, your songs that are getting us through the morning. I wonder if this happens to you, where throughout the workday have just sort of a phrase or a word that's going through your head over and over again, and then you find the song that sort of coincides with it. So I think I am telling myself to breathe quite a bit, and then that's how I analyze songs going in my head.
And you were at the dentist, and I'm sure you were having to breathe.
Yes. I don't know if we're going to be able to circle back on that, but I had forgotten how crazy it is at the dentist. You really have to get into a meditative state to get yourself through that. My goodness.
Yeah, last time I was going, I don't like, so so Renee has like, what is it? 25% of your teeth have been cleaned. Is that what it is? Because they do it like in parts. So they did the top. Yeah. And and I don't know if are they doing a deep cleaning? And they're
yeah. So we're numbing. We're doing all the things.
Yeah. And then the numbing hurt so bad because I hadn't been to the dentist since I was 18. I just got like dental health care last year. So I hadn't been to the dentist since I was 18. I know, right?
Look how good they're doing.
Oh, here's what's fun. Went to the dentist, had him to the dentist I was 18. 0 cavities. Your boy. Keep it clean.
That sounds right. But you don't like sugar. Also, you're very healthy.
But I mean, but my gums are super sensitive because so they bring this giant needle and it was so painful. I thought she was trying to murder me. I was crying because they have to numb it and it hurts. It hurts so bad. It was bad.
I'm so sorry. It's if anybody has a dentist appointment coming up, yours will go great. Yours is gonna go great. But yeah, it was a because it was this part, and then I was getting my cavities filled, and they've got you like so far back. So it was the first time I've ever had like, I don't think it was a full panic attack, but it was definitely like, I have to breathe to not freak out right now. Because there's so many drills going on in there. Yeah.
Then you got to go back 3 more times, which you know.
I know. Well, maybe I'll be old hat.
Is this your what would I do for the what would I do Wednesday section? How do I get out of this?
I made a mistake. I shouldn't have done this.
Trying to get to Kobe's song is Missing Mary Mary. Favorite song there. Love it.
Good one. Yeah. It's a good one. Yeah, I want to hear everybody else's. Forgive me. We really strayed the course here. What is your jam of the day?
Well, also get on Uppers. Curious, what is also your jam of the day? Oh, Tracy went to go find hers as well as Crochet. It was a bummer because Crochet, who had joined and then left, was like, "This is not for me."
That's fair. Listen, well, to be fair, it is 7:00 in the morning, and we're coming at needles in your mouth talk, so that's fair.
To be fair, no. Crochet was in Colorado, which I know my time zones, mountain people, right?
8 o'clock. By 8 o'clock, you should be able to handle dentist talk, according to you.
Okay, you live in the mountains. You're fine. So my song, I don't know. I actually tried to be technically advanced this morning, and I was going to play you a clip, but I think that we don't have the clip. Nick, the "I'm gonna get through this" clip, is that not available? Because I would like to. It would be fun to play that bop.
Oh, let's see. Here comes Nick. Here comes Nick. No, it's not happening. Not happening. Okay. Well, thanks for trying, Nick. I appreciate you.
So mine is Daniel Bedingfield, and it starts off with bum, 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 bum. There's a lot of lead in. Bum, 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 bum.
When you're ready.
I gotta get through this.
Do this.
I gotta get through this. Gotta make it through. Said I'm gonna get through this. I'm gonna get through this. I gotta take my mind off of you. Give me just a second and I'll be all right. Surely one more moment couldn't break my heart. Give me till tomorrow, then I'll be okay. Just another day and then I'll hold you tight. Here we go. When your love is pouring like the rain, I close my eyes and it's on again. When I'll get the chance to say I love you, I pretend that you're already mine, that my heart is breaking every time I look into your eyes. If only I could get through this. So that was
incredible. And if that is not your karaoke song, I will demand that it become a karaoke song. That was fantastic.
He go high. He go into that falsetto.
He goes high, but you can go high. I believe in you. You just need one more drink. Just one more drink.
That's good.
You got that. Yeah.
So that's my song. It hit me today. I was like, I have no idea what I'm gonna do. And also snaps to me. This is the first time I'm going off the rails and not doing a Little Mix song.
Wow, branching out. Not Michelle.
I got snaps from our fan Kobe said really good. That's all I need.
Right, Kobe.
The reviews.
So
reviews are in.
talented. So talented. Now, Miss Sweet Sweet Pea, is there anything you're trying to get through that song inspired this?
Life.
Fair. That's fair. Yeah.
It's
It's hard.
well, it's Wednesday. I do the perfect Wednesday song, and it's a great sort of like a mantra as well, and it's got a nice little dance beat. It's just there's a lot of things that are happening. It's one of those things I find myself. Maybe this is my what would you do Wednesday, but it's on a lot of work projects, and just doesn't seem like a lot of people are like pulling their weight. And I'm the kind of person who's just like, oh, I'm just gonna get it done,
Right.
my day job. And I was up so super late last night working on this project that I was like, these ladies said they were going to do this, and this is blank. I could go to sleep, but I'm just gonna get it
I'm
done.
sorry.
And then they're gonna look good. I just made them look so good because it really was, on their head.
No, do you have the kind of relationship with them that you can bring that up? Sort of.
I think I'll have some coaching. In some ways, I should have just let them fail, but I care too much about our program.
I know you do.
It's our Black History Month programming. I want to make sure it's got to be good. We're launching it, and
damn,
anyways,
I'm sorry.
but
but that's really frustrating and that's really disappointing. And as someone who is the recipient of your incredible productivity and organization, I know what it's like to just be like, oh God, you did it already. It's amazing. I am endlessly grateful for you, but I also want to see how we can figure out how to get someone else to pick up the ball in all aspects.
All of my things, even like around the house. We'll get into it later. It, but that's my theme. It's Wednesday. Just got to get through this and dance my way on through.
Okay. Well, I'm proud of you and great job, and I love you, and I'm sorry.
Well, that's all right, Milady. That's all right. Okay, so where are we? We're in the show. All right. Look at that. Is it time?
Just when we thought the singing was over. Just when we thought the singing was over. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. And gonna canoeing to the birthday song this morning. I love it so much.
It's not my intention. What had happened if you couldn't see my dance? It was not a canoe.
Was that not a canoe? I'm so sorry.
But it will be next week. Oh my gosh, it's so great. Like, I love your canoe dance move. I'm like, I wasn't canoeing.
I wasn't canoeing. There was no canoe involved in any way, shape, or form. What was that move?
The canoe. Happy birthday.
Wait, do what you did.
What happened is I kicked in the air and I slipped.
And it sent you back.
Pull myself up. But I like it. The canoe. You see it here first. So when you see it on your TikToks, everyone canoeing away, it started.
Guess where that started? Guess where that began? Guess where the OG video started? Right here.
Oh yeah. Happy birthday to. All right. So what I love too is that every day we get to sing happy birthday. It's great. I wonder though, cut to year 5. Is it like we're gonna be like those robots at Chuck E. Cheese kid birthday parties,
No, there's absolutely gonna be an animatronic canoeer. Happy birthday to
breaking. Look at this. Verona from New Hampshire just said hello. Verona.
So happy to have you. Big news. We're about to talk about celebrity birthdays, Verona. I cannot wait. Whose birthday is it today, Jam?
And not only this, Verona, and the fellow Get On Uppers, if you've been here before, you know how this has been working for the last 2 days. And so this is day number 3. So we've got some celebrity birthdays. Celebrities, they have birthdays just like us. So we're going to find out whose birthday it is. Well, just a few. In a couple. There's tons of them. And then we're going to have a quiz about them. We're going to ask you some questions since you got some trivia about them. So, Verona, I'm glad you're here. Renee and the fellow Get On Uppers, they're going to need your help. So here we go. So the first one, it's going to be producer Nick, percussionist Norman Hassan of the band UB40.
Okay. Look at that.
So there he is. Just turned 64. Your question is, so this is Norman Hassan of UB40. Just turned 64. The band came up with the name UB40 when they formed in 1978. But where did the idea of the name come from? I have some options for you.
Oh, you have some. Okay, wait. I was ready to harbor a guess. I have a guess.
Let's first just do a shot in the dark guess and see, Renee.
Okay,
What
shot
do
in
you
the dark
think?
guess. Okay. The band was just getting together. Band was just getting together. And the very first thing you do when you meet someone is try to guess their age. So they're going around the room. I think you be 38, you be 39, you be 40, and that was the right answer. The person actually was 40, and they're like, "Well, there you go, name of the band, you be 40."
There we go. There we
Yep.
go. I don't even
That
know
it?
if that math would work because 1978, he just turned 64. Okay, yeah, I'm overthinking it. That wasn't,
And it's
but
different members of the band, right?
okay.
Right.
Oh, right, because they're different ages. Sure.
Yeah.
So no, but I'm gonna give you some options, and it doesn't count against you. So A, Allie commented that their mom was unbelievably beautiful at 40. So one of the guys, the band members, commented that their mom was unbelievably beautiful at 40. That's A.
Okay.
B, it was the postcode where the Campbell brothers lived.
Okay.
C, UB40 was the reference number on all unemployment benefit forms.
That's funny. I hope it's that one.
Or D, initials and age of a favorite reggae artist.
Ooh, okay, you guys, help me out. All right,
Time
Verona,
on in,
Colby,
Tim, Adam.
Here we go. Okay, so we're trying to guess the origin of UB40. One is somebody talked about a beautiful woman whose mom was 40. One is the postal code of where they lived. One is, and I hope it's this one, is the code that you put in the unemployment form. And then the last one was someone's age. It actually was someone's age. What was the last one?
Initials and age of a favorite
initial
reggae
age of reggae artist. Okay, Colby says the.
No, I think he went with C. I think
Oh,
maybe
okay.
Alexa echo device.
Okay.
I think Kobe went with C. And Tim's thinking C too.
Okay, the unemployment one. Thank you, Tim. Yeah, guys, can we just go with the one that we want? Because I think we all want it to be the employment one, right? That's funny. That's very funny. I love that. Everybody good? We got it?
All right.
Unemployment, C, final answer.
C, final answer. Y'all, and Verona also came in with C as well. Get on uppers. Look at y'all being so united on this
Truly
front.
helpful.
The answer
got
is
a
C.
team.
You all are ready. Look at this dream team.
Oh
Good thing
my
we did
goodness.
not go with Renee's shot in the dark answer.
That would have been a big mistake. Big mistake.
Okay. Here we go.
Yes.
Let's put this one. Ellen DeGeneres. Ellen DeGeneres just turned 64. 64.
Ooh.
Look at her being all nice. Look at her. Just clearly a photo of a nice
Only known
lady.
for being nice. We all willed it to be true. Yes, Tim.
What? Everyone at the same time now, when you see Ellen, what is the first word you think of? We'll say it all at the same time. 1, 2, 3.
Not nice.
That's so wild. Oh my God, how things can change.
Yes.
Oh my God. I'm not looking forward to when we're 64 with what the get on uppers might say about us.
Not at all. Bad canoers, they'll say. Oh, maybe. Yeah.
Okay.
What's Ellen's?
In what year did Ellen come out on her TV show?
Ooh.
What was the year? Groundbreaking moment. What year? No Googling. No
Googling. I'm not going to Google. I have.
And
now again, you guys, we are together. We are packed. We are all going to go to trivia tomorrow night. So this is our rehearsal. I think it's 1993.
Okay.
What? Get on uppers. What do you think? I did like 90 because she came out on her sitcom that then got canceled because she came out. Which honestly, that would make anyone not nice. So I get that.
That's fair.
But
got a chip on her shoulder.
Yeah. What do we think? Are you going to give us multiple choice for this, or
no,
we just got to
just pick a year?
Okay. 93 or 94? Verona, what do you? Right? I know it's 90s were wild. Okay. Do we think? Get on uppers to your device. Do you want to give a year other than 93? Let's see.
Or we just get a
93,
1990 something. Yeah.
Something.
Yep,
Okay. We all agree it happened in the 1990 something. Okay. You guys okay with me trying 3? And then when we're wrong, I'll take the full blame. Everybody good with that?
Yeah,
okay.
Kobe also went with 93 with you. Kobe's on your side.
If it's 93, we did it as a team. Oh, Tim says 95.
Let's go 95.
Verona says 2003 or 93.
93, yeah.
Okay, here's what we'll do, guys. I will say final answer 1993, but If it's wrong, that's just on me. And if it's right, then we did it as a team. Final answer.
That's very kind of you. Wow. You're so kind this morning. Usually like, it's your fault if we
It's all you.
lose.
It's all you.
Down with this ship with you. It was April 30th,
Okay.
1997.
Yes. 7. Oh,
Oh yeah,
geez.
come on. They were not 93. Are you kidding me? We were barely ready by 1987.
Yeah.
93, you just had like the real world
Right.
season 1. Norman was like the first gay person to be on television and had like the first gay kiss on television.
Well,
So
Rent won the Pulitzer in 96, and then we canceled Ellen in 97. Guys, get it together.
Right after. So here's what happened. So it was a widely publicized episode called "Yep, I'm Gay." She was on the cover of what was the cover of? Was it People? It said "Yep, I'm Gay," and that happened on April 14th, 1987.
Right.
And she came and then she was also on the Oprah Winfrey Show with her then girlfriend Anne Heche. Remember Anne Heche? She was.
I sure do.
Yeah. Also, she did win. Oh, I forgot what I saw. I think she won like an Emmy in 1987 as well.
Sounds right. Yeah.
Yeah, but they canceled her show. Oh yeah, she won an Emmy in 1987.
97.
Yeah.
I know. Rona, I agree.
We're also incredibly shocked.
Yeah.
But this was a trailblazing moment. There wasn't like, really like Ellen and Elton John were really the first celebrities to really come out and be out and proud. And it's really only in the last like a couple of years that it's so. We're not the butt of the jokes. Well, okay. We're not the receiving end. No.
Yeah.
We're not the jokes. We're not the punchline.
We're not the jokes. Yeah.
Gay marriage, I didn't think like, listen, I'm not necessarily, I'm gonna say something controversial. Not the biggest fan of gay marriage, only because my mom keeps her asking me when I'm gonna get married.
Sure.
But I will say the work that it has done, just seeing like, not saying the F word used in TV shows and movies as much. If I watch a movie before 2015, like I watched Just Friends, 8 times was that word used.
You're kidding.
Just Friends with Ryan Reynolds and Anna Faris.
You're kidding.
I counted. One of my favorite movies. Even after I was out when that movie came out, but so used to it just being a part of the lexicon. It's like, oh, that's just
say.
And
I did a rewatch of Happy Endings, which came out in 2011.
I love Happy Endings.
Too, but do a rewatch of it, and I was like, oh my god! Like even then, we didn't nail it. We didn't because I can't remember the name of the character, but the maybe jokes constantly.
Right.
Constantly.
Yeah.
It's
interesting. Yeah. But I will say the Happy Endings, what I did like about it is, to me, I call it the funny version of Friends. I'm sorry, but it, to me, I like having a cast, not just like 6 straight white people. There is, the one gay guy, and then there's David Wayans Jr. who comes from a hilarious family. The whole cast is so funny. And what I love is the guy who would normally be like the lead, like, lead guy is the butt of all the jokes. Dave, like everyone's like
delightful. No, I was obsessed with Happy Endings. Tim also loved Happy Endings. Everybody loves Happy Endings. They should reboot that one.
They really should. That whole cast, Alicia Cuthbert, the more that they made her, and usually she like would be like, oh, she's the pretty, they just made her so stupid, and it was hilarious.
It was great. It was great. Have that you heard it here first. Happy Endings, bringing it back, please.
Bringing it back. Okay, all right, we're gonna go to this next one. Oh no, Verona, it is on either Hulu or Netflix.
It's on Netflix for you. Yeah,
I would, yeah. All right, let's go to this next one. Chris Hesse of Hoobastank turns 48. Remember the band Hoobastank?
Yes.
Oh wait, not that one. Not that one. Sorry, Nick. Just put up the photo of Hoobastank. There we go.
Okay. There we go.
Okay.
There we go.
All right.
Okay.
That's my bad.
Perfect.
Okay. So Chris Hesse of Hoobastank is 48. Yes. Okay. Which one of these guys? Let's put that photo back up. Which one of these guys is Chris Hesse? Is it guy? We're gonna go from left to right. We'll number them. Number 1, number 2, number 3, or 4. Which one of these guys is Chris Hesse? from
Right. Okay.
Hoobastank, the
Are you guys
drummer.
big Hoobastankers? Do you know who's who? And this is no. I'm so sorry, Hoobastank. I do not know. Okay. Yeah. This is such a weird profile thing of who of you is named Chris Hesse. Okay. Okay. So Colby says number 3. Okay. And Verona, listen, I honestly, never a better time for your Wi-Fi to disconnect. This is very stressful. Chris Hesse. Okay. Of those guys, which name is Chris?
Yeah.
Do we
which
want to
one
try
is
to like
Chris Hesse? He's turning
stereotype the name
48. I mean,
Chris?
you just gotta go with where you want to go. Is it
Okay.
number 1, number 2, number 3, or 4?
And
Tim says number
Okay,
4.
says Colby says 3. Tim says 4. Verona, can you see this? Do you know? Do you know which one it is? I know you're having Wi-Fi problems. Okay. Let's split the difference. We think it's 3.5.
You have to pick a solid number, Renee. You have to
You
choose.
have to make a choice. Okay. Here's, you know what I'd like? I'd like for 2 of our Get On Uppers to be called Is Always Right. I want them both to have the nickname. Verona says 3. Okay, so we got 2 saying 3. Verona and Colby say 3, so 3. That 3 final answer.
We are going with 3. The lead. So you went with number 3, who is actually the lead singer of Hoobastank, and it is not his birthday.
Okay.
That's Doug Robb. What a cutie. Had a little crush on Doug
Sweetie.
Robb.
What a sweetie. As you
But
should.
number 4, Tim is always right.
Tim
Continues
is
on the
always
track.
right.
Chris Hesse is over on
Tim
the
is
board. I think we
always
have a
right.
picture of just Chris Hesse now. Nick, sorry, I didn't cue that up for you.
Hi
correctly.
ho, the dairy.
There he is.
Tim
Look
is
at
al-
him.
Oh,
in his
what a
hat
sweetheart.
by the
Love him.
drum, so you know.
We love him.
Woof.
It's
Yeah,
his
almost.
40th birthday? 48.
What did I say? 48.
48.
Follow-up question. Can you all name what was Hoobastank's first single in the US in 2003 on their self-titled album? Were you not a Hoobastank, Renee?
I know. I think I
didn't
am. I just don't know bands. Honestly, this is and you guys, please still be my friend after I say this. Born and raised on show tunes. Raised myself on show tunes. My family had great taste in music. I was just like, give me Les Mis or give me death. So I didn't listen to anything. And then when American Pie came out, I listened to that soundtrack, and that introduced me to a few bands of the 90s. But I don't remember if Hoobastank was on that or not. Does anybody know what Hoobastank's first hit album was in 2003? Anyone? Stacy
just joined me. Stacy knows. Stacy, do you know? Welcome, Stacy. Do you know what Hoobastank's first single in the US was in 2003? I'm just gonna take a guess, Renee, and then I'll give it to you.
It was Stacy's mom.
And then no, Crawling in the Dark. Crawling in the Dark. I was crawling in the dark. Dude, I loved Hoobastank. They had a very much Incubus sound, but the Incubus train already left for me. So
okay. So Hoobastank it is. Okay.
Tim with Breathe. Nice callback. Nice callback.
That is the one.
All right, we're gonna do one more. I'm trying to see which way to choose you. Let's
one more
do
celebrity birthday.
I think it's called Gillies Marini. Gillies Marini. This is for you. You know, you watch Sex in the City. So this is Gillies
sure.
Marini.
Yeah. Okay. Yep. Gotcha.
Gillies Marini was on Sex in the City back at he was on Sex in the City, but in 2015 he was cast on this daytime soap opera. I will give you a hint.
Yes.
This was my favorite daytime soap opera that I would watch religiously for like off and on until now. For like 10 years I was very hardcore about this.
What popped in my head, and I think we have learned on this show that you got to go with first instinct, even though you have no idea what popped in your head, is Days of Our Lives is what popped in my head. I know. Oh, that is a face that you're making, Sway. Either nailed it or I didn't nail it. You guys, do we know what daytime show this cutie patootie is on? Do we all follow our daytime dramas? General Hospital from Colby. Okay. I love General Hospital. I was a big General Hospital kid in high school. And I don't remember him there, but that would have been like
they had like the mafia up in General Hospital.
Right. I know. Yay. But they had that nurses ball where everybody
Oh,
has to do
yes,
showmanship.
every
Yeah.
year they do the nurses' ball. Yeah, I
Uh,
would dip in and
The
out.
Young and the
Everyone
Restless.
everyone slid across the board.
It's pretty good. Okay. All right. Verona, I need you. Do you want to be a tiebreaker? Do you think that, or Stacy, Verona or Stacy? Young and the Restless, General Hospital, Days of Our Lives. That's what's been put on the table. What do you think? And Stacey, I know we don't get you very long. Okay, I switched to. Okay, that's fair. That's fine. Verona, I listen. If you talk about Wi-Fi problems, you can go back and
I
look at our
mean,
first week of the show. Old Renee was
listen,
frozen the entire time.
listen, I just got my camera to look, decent. All right, answers in now. Let's do it. We'll wrap this
Okay,
up.
I'd say you guys. We'll go with my gut, and then I'll take the blame, and then you know that your answers have been spoken for. Days of Our Lives, final answer.
I reacted like this because you came out of the gate with the correct answer, and it was spooky. Just spooky.
I know you.
Days of Our I love me some days of our lives.
Mhm.
Stefan Tamara, Marlena was possessed by the devil. They did this one thing where they killed off 9 cast members, but they were only actually on the secret island that spelled Salem backwards called Meliswan. Like it was Mr. Toad's Wild Ride. I checked in. It's
Ridiculous.
still running. It's still running. It's been on since the 60s, and so I just sort of think it's like you just check in with your friends and your family from Salem. I love these days of our lives, but it's gotten budget since the recession. It took a hit, and so the sets have gotten smaller. There's like not as many background extras. There'll just be like one person in the diner. It used to be just like it had like these full on like plazas and sets and things.
Right.
And
yeah.
there's just no money, and it's barely hanging on. But
you're still
there.
You still got their back. How did they get through the pandemic? How did they film?
Oh, have you not seen? Okay, y'all have to Google this. How soap operas. First of all, soap operas usually film about 4 months in advance, so they have a lot of episodes queued up. But how did they do like kissing scenes and like stuff like that? You have to Google this. It is so good. They did all kinds of things. Sometimes they would have like if they had a partner, their partner would come in and they just would put a wig on them and then shoot it from the back, and they'd kiss like their real life partner.
Oh my God.
Or there is a clip. You have to Google this. I will have to bring it tomorrow. I will make it a note. There's one where the guy's kissing a mannequin. It's a mannequin on a wig, and he's like, and it's a mannequin. It's a mannequin.
And is the audience in on the joke? They're like, you guys know what's going on in the world.
They're trying to pass it off, but it's someone on TikTok filming, and they're like, look at him, he's kissing a mannequin. He's like, baby.
Oh, that's very funny.
But one of the actors, Hope, who's a mainstay, like Hope, she was brainwashed as Princess Gina, and she was like a jewel thief. And then she was like a police detective, and this has been on there for like 40 years. Love Hope because she just was like this rough and tough woman. I love my rough and tough ladies. But she just didn't come back after they were on a hiatus for the pandemic because she had 4 months of episodes. Sure. She just never returned. And so it's funny, they're just like, oh yeah, Hope she's in the attic. They just here. She's taking a nap. They haven't figured out where Hope is in the actual show, and they didn't give her like a send off or goodbye. And she's been around for 40 years. You can't like replace her at this point.
Sure. Yeah. No, you can't. You certainly cannot. That is fascinating. Okay. Well, happy birthday to this hunky guy that is on Days of Our Lives, your favorite daytime drama TV show. We've learned so much during this segment. Yeah. I love it. Get on uppers. Thank you so much for all your help. I got none of them right, except for the last one. So I would have failed without you. Thank you. Appreciate you. Jam.
Well, it's time for what are we doing, Renee? Give it to us. It's my
favorite. Rank it. It's a little time for rank it. Wherein we'll take something, and then we will rank it in the form of Destiny's Child. Beyonce.
I laugh every time.
Kelly or Michelle. Beyonce, number 1. Kelly, silver. Michelle, well, you tried. Is what you get when you're a Michelle. Okay, can I tell you a quick aside? I was like, oh, I love that. I had to, for work, listen to a new podcast called Fly on the Wall with Dana Carvey and somebody else from SNL, talking about shows from SNL, and Tina Fey was the guest, and she was talking about how she and Jimmy Fallon were doing like this benefit thing for a live show, and they bombed. They like bomb. They tried to do a weekend update, and they just bombed. And Adam Sandler was behind them, and there was no like saving it. And so what Adam Sandler said to him, like as I got off, was "Good hustle." So anytime I biff it going forward, I would like to ask my friends, my family, my strangers to say
Gotcha.
like, good hustle.
Good hustle.
Yeah,
Good
good
hustle out
hustle.
there. Good
Yeah.
hustle. That's what the coach used to say. Slap you on the back, and you didn't make a single shot. You scored in the wrong way,
I love
but
it.
you
I
did it
love
with
it. So
such
to
hustle,
Michelle,
such
we say,
tenacity.
good hustle. Good hustle, Michelle. Good hustle.
She's on the she's trucking along, you know. So if you are confused about
Yeah.
why I wouldn't say dog on Michelle. I think just telling the truth. Take yourself over to poormichelle.com and you'll understand everything. In fact, I think next week we're just gonna take a tour of poormichelle.com.
I'll take it.
But
And
what's the
Stacey, I know that we don't get you for very long. So Stacey, we're glad that you popped in for just a little bit. I hope you have a great day. That's it. Just a
yes,
hello
we're
and I love you to
always glad
Stacey.
to see you. Always
Yeah.
glad to see you. Also, I love that someone has to pay for this domain of poormichelle.com.
Oof, buddies.
You know?
Buddies. I love it.
All right. What are we doing this week?
Well, I'd love to tell you, this is our last Rank It of the month. This is our last Rank It of January. So it makes sense. It's right in front of you to rank the months. Of the 12 months you have before you, what is the Beyonce? What is the Kelly? And what is the Michelle? And why? I want to know and why. Jam, would you like to go first? Get on uppers. Do you want to chime in here? What is your Beyonce month?
And so you can just get on uppers. For you all, you could just say the months in order, and we'll know. We'll know. So you just into your device, you can say February, March, April, and we'll know which one of those were the Beyonce, Michelle, or Kelly, or Beyonce, Kelly, Michelle. Those were not mine. February, my Beyonce.
Please.
So
Absolutely not.
this is going to be a tough one because my birthday's in June and Pride is in June. So June is like yay Christmas for me.
Yeah.
But then there's also actual Christmas and the holidays. Like I love a December because things slow down. You get time off from work, the holidays. And so it almost feels like I'm lying to myself and the world if I put it as the Kelly.
Okay.
You know, that's all that kind of feels like that.
Right.
Gosh, I'm so stumped on this one. What are you doing, Renee? What's your rank?
Great question. Well, no, and listen, Tim has said that the Beyonce month has to be your birthday month, and I don't disagree. So for Tim, that's in July. Tim, we'll make a note. Happy birthday in July.
Yep.
I do think you do have most people have an affinity for their birthday month. Mine is in September. I'm a Virgo. I'm sorry. But you know what's so funny is that I have you, my sweet, sweet favorite person's birthday in June. And I think that is synonymous with like you get a little break from school. Here in Los Angeles, it is about to get so dog hot that it is unbearable for July and August. So June is just like, oh, it's summer, but it's not nuts. And I don't know. I just like June. I like June. I also like Pride. I am an ally, but I love Pride. So June's my Beyonce. I love June.
Wow.
And I also don't follow baseball, but I like going to my first baseball game in June.
So June's your Beyonce. What's your Kelly? What do you give as your Kelly?
Kelly. Well, in a little bit, I think this might be kind of sad commentary of being an adult that as a kid, I would say December and November, but now the holidays are so stressful. That I think it is a tie between September and November. But I think I'm gonna go November because I really want that. I like Christmas shopping. So November's my Kelly, which I do in November. And my Michelle is January. I hate this month. I hate it. I'm tired. I did not get enough of a break. I'm recovering from what happened to me in December. I hate it.
You're trying to get up. You're on the stage and you're not ready. You're not ready for prime time. You're like,
not ready.
To the point where they're just like, okay, we got to give y'all a day off. You need to rest. Picking your day. And then you rest and then you're still not ready. You're like clubbing. You're 31 days. You're too many days. You're giving us too much. Oh, you got a birthday month twin, Kobe also.
Yes.
So
Kobe, when's your birthday?
And Kobe.
What's the date? I wonder if we're similar.
So mine will be similar in some ways. So I'm gonna definitely go. I'm gonna listen. I'm gonna do what my friends tell me to do, and I will definitely give. June will be my Beyonce as well.
Yes.
June's my Beyonce month. It's Pride. It's my birthday. And then I think I'm gonna give December. Yes, I'm gonna give December to Kelly because it's glitzy, it's glamming, it's trying to keep up with like June is just so cool and such an all-star. It's the summer, people are taking breaks. But December is just trying all the things. You need some Hanukkah, you need this, you need some Christmas. What about Kwanzaa? And people like it. People like it, but they're also stressed out about it, and they don't know how to fully get into it until like that last week of December. It takes a while. It takes a little, it's a lot.
It's very true. It's
Fucking
very true.
And then I'm right there with you, January, Michelle. Like it just, keeping up. It's a mess.
It is. It is. But look at us getting through it. 26 days of getting through this. We're almost there. Hey, it's your song. I gotta get through January. I gotta get through January. I gotta get through January.
Tim, you're kind of on point with Tim says that Michelle month would be February since I'm fed up with winter at that point. Especially because the beginning of winter, which I mean you think of it as in December, but really December 20th, especially if you're in New York, once the snow is cute when it's around the holidays and then the lights, and once it starts getting into I would almost even I was thinking about March as being there's also no holidays in March.
March sucks.
Just hanging out.
Yeah.
It's just
it's January, February, March. No thanks.
Once you get to March, get out of here. Especially if winter is still kicking around. You're this why are we doing this? Why are we doing this?
No. Yeah, I'm gonna be grumpy until April. Get ready.
Well, Renee, we did it. We ranked it. We ranked the months. You know where you stand months. You know who you are.
And Colby, your birthday is September 20th. So happy birthday, September 20th. Got it. Okay. Made a note. Got it. Okay.
So Renee keeps all the
notes.
Renee never forgets. Never forgets.
Jam's birthday is June 23rd. It's fine.
Wow.
It's fine. And honestly, Tim, while we're at it, when's your birthday? July what? Let us know.
Yeah, what do we got?
I just want to know people's birthdays.
Oh, this is interesting because it's going to find out if Tim is a Cancer like Moa or a Leo like not Moa. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah, Tim. Oh boy, on the edge of our seat.
On the edge of our seat. Renee, what are we doing next?
I'd love to tell you. Now we're going to play a little game called What Would You Do? We give a scenario. And in Jam's case, he presents it in a way that sort of is sort of like an ethics test. And Renee just begs for advice. Is usually how this goes.
I'm looking for Tim, my fellow Cancer. Emotional booty.
You guys.
And we're homebodies and incredibly loyal.
Look at this. And Freddie is July 17th.
Oh,
come on. We're just filled with little sensitive Cancer sweeties in here. I love you guys so much.
Well, yeah, we should. We'll have a joint party. We'll have we're doing a Cancer party, but not like no, not that kind. Not kind. There's no ribbons. There's no running. There's no Cancer party. No ribbons running, just fun.
Just canoeing. We're just canoeing.
Canoodling. Okay, so we're here at What Would You Do? We have some scenarios. We're gonna ask y'all for some advice and each other for some advice, and let us know. Also, if there's something that is troubling you, if you've got a situation or scenario, you're like, someone stole my pumpkins.
Yes.
And we're gonna give you some Cancer party does sunset. I know, Freddie. We'll need to rebrand. Astrological Cancer party. Is that more fun?
There we go. That's better. That's more fun. Okay. It's more a grab party. Nope, that didn't get us any better. Yeah. All right. Okay.
Don't like that. And good night, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. So if you've got issues or problems or need help with something and you're like, what would you do? Get on up. Jam, Renee, help me out. You can go into your device, say, I need help with doing the Cabbage Patch,
or this, and I need to give sort of a disclaimer that I am very well versed in Brené Brown, so I can regurgitate her advice. But as far as me actually giving advice that is not originated from Brené Brown, just do the opposite of what I say.
I've got Brené and Oprah in my tool belt, so y'all are in good hands.
Yeah, you're gonna be fine. Do you want to go first? Or you want me to go first?
I want to go. What's got you stuck, Renee?
I got an IRL. Hold on. What did I put? I definitely have an IRL. Oh, yeah. Okay. I've got an IRL and I got a silly. Do you want?
Okay, yeah.
Okay. Which one do you want? Do you want silly or you want IRL? You want both?
Go with a serious one first. That way we
Okay.
can have a giggle.
Okay. This comes with a reading. So
Oh.
I don't know if you've heard it, but I got a new job. Um,
Oh, Renee, you got a new job? You don't say.
I got a
Okay.
new job. So I am a producer for a podcast at a current network, and I'm going to another network. So I have 3 weeks to take the shows that I currently have and get them all tied up in a perfect bow and set the next person up for success. And I have asked my manager for help, and it is going falling on deaf ears. Nobody's helping. So I've taken initiative to be like, okay, we're going to do this. We're going to do this. Here's this. Here's this. Here's your Bible. Here's your Bible. Get a Slack yesterday from my boss. May I read it to you?
Okay. Yeah.
Hi, comma.
Uh-oh.
A reminder that your transition and offboarding shows will be decided by me and my other boss. You don't need to worry or try to problem solve what will happen after you leave. Please do not speculate or try to help the host or staff. We have it.
Ew. There you so here's what I'm and Renee, hold my earrings,
Yeah.
hold my wig, give me her address or this person's address. I don't like that tone.
I didn't like it either. I didn't like it either.
And here you are just trying to be helpful. And you're like,
Sure.
Renee, we got it. Here's what I'm hearing.
Yeah.
This is first of all, do you want my advice?
I would love your advice. Please tell me. Please tell me. Please tell me.
Even Tim wrote oof.
Like
even just using here's the thing too, especially when there's like commas involved in a Slack message, because you're just like when there's commas, they're like they probably wrote it a few times and they were so methodical about it's a lot.
Sure.
And Freddie even says we don't talk to Renee like that.
Freddie,
See,
I love you both.
right there.
Tim, Freddie, I'm getting into this cancer party. I'm gonna do it, and I'm bringing gifts.
Cancer's coming at you, Cleopatra. Okay. Lady, okay. To quote, who was it? To quote Nicki Minaj when she was, confronting Miley Cyrus at MTV VMAs.
Yes,
what's good?
What's
good?
Oh, that gave me shivers. That gave me goosebumps. I do not want to mess with such a thing. Okay, all right.
You got me all riled up. 7:50 morning, Pacific time.
Okay.
So. This is more about her than anything else. I hear the hurt in her voice.
Mm-hmm.
You're leaving. You're such a hard worker. You're so good. But they also need to know that they can do this without you.
Right.
They're probably also really kind of like frantically, okay, how do we do this? But also just like, and there's a little venom in it because they are hurt. Hurt people.
Hurt people.
So
I love it.
just have to like not take this in. We're going to go back to the 4 agreements. One of the 4 agreements is don't make assumptions. Don't take anything personally, but we can assume they hurt and they're going to miss you. So that's okay. When the assumption is right, that's okay. That's fine.
The sweetest and the kindest. And I think I absolutely, I'm overstepping my bounds. Absolutely. I'm being a difficult employee and that I'm such a fucking, sorry. I'm such a tryhard. I'm such a tryhard.
A duckin. There we go.
A duckin. I think that there is a good amount of work that comes from that, but I bet from a corporate standpoint, to have someone who is just like, no, I got it. They're like, you can't, got it. We have procedures.
I also wonder too, is it also maybe some of your guilt about leaving and you want them to still like you, that you're wanting to be liked. And so you can remember our 85% model, you're on your way out and you can even probably do like 65%. You've done the work. You're fine. You're not burning any bridges. You gave your 2 weeks notice. And Freddie didn't even notice about anything. I don't even know what we're talking about.
I don't know what we're saying. I wouldn't know. I wouldn't know.
I think that's great permission to like do less. You're fine. They've got it. Like relieve yourself of any guilt. You good.
You guys, the very best advice. I feel great about it. In the Slack, I put, you got it, exclamation point, nothing more.
Perfect. Okay. Yeah.
Nope.
Great.
Didn't explain, didn't justify, didn't apologize.
I love that. Oh, that's nice. I probably would have that's nice. You didn't apologize. You didn't. I
was just trying. No. Just, you got it, exclamation point.
That's good. Yeah. Well, now you know. Yeah. Well, I think now the question is like, what would you do? Like, what would you done? This is, yeah, just let it go. Let it go.
Let it go.
Frozen
No, let
that.
it go. Yeah.
Frozen that.
I love it. I love it. I love it so much. Now I did threaten that I have a silly one as well. And I don't know if we have time for such a thing because I want to get to your what would you do's.
I have no problems.
You have no problems. My sweetheart.
Not true. Not true. Not true.
Do you want to do yours and then come back to end on my silly?
Sure.
Okay.
We'll choose your own adventure. Do you want to hear about a work issue or a roommate issue?
Ooh, I mean both, but let's do roommate first and then work.
Okay, perfect. So, and this is gonna break your heart, Renee, because you are a dog owner. You've seen pictures of my
Yes.
roommate's dog before. The dog's name is Tonka. It's like it's a pit. Here's the thing, Tonka doesn't always stay here. It's like maybe a couple times a month on the weekends. Tonka's usually at like my roommate's boyfriend's, apartment.
Right.
We've been here for 8. Freddie's like, yes, give me that roommate drama.
That roommate talk.
You're getting it. And mind you, if you're here last week, we already had a roommate with like the would not refill the water filter. They're currently in the hospital right now because they had shoulder surgery. I don't know if I anyways, the Brita water filter is being refilled because I don't have to deal with that. That's not the issue we're talking about today.
Okay.
Tonka will just for 18 months still just hasn't recognized that my smell, my scent, just barkity bark, like aggressively barking. Anytime, like sometimes Tonka will be in the hallway, I walk out of my room, right? Or if they're running around in the hallway and I come into the house, or just it's just so much, and I've lost my bandwidth.
I would too. And I'm a dog person.
Deal with it. And I just am like, what? And like yesterday, and like so I barked back at Tonka at this point. I'm like, And I've also asked, I said to my roommate at the beginning of this weekend when it was kicking off, again, this has been 18 months. I said, what can we do? Like, do we need the dog whisperer? Do we need puppy training? What can we do? And my roommate's like, oh, just shake this jar of pennies. And I'm like, okay. So I have to go find the jar of pennies. I feel like this is not my job, not my responsibility. It's been 18 months. Like, figure it out. And then the other day I was walking out after a meeting, not thinking about the dog. And I just was like, I said to my roommate, what? Come on, we've got, it's so terrifying and startling.
Of course it is. Like and 18 months of that is a lot.
18 months. And again, like the dog's not here all the time. It's just, a couple times out of the month, but usually on the weekends. And then my roommate just kind of left. My roommate was taking the dog back to Oakland. We're in San Francisco. And was like, well, we'll be out of your hair now. And then I didn't say anything. And it's just like, I don't understand what. Yeah. And I'm not the only person that my other roommate who moved out also did not appreciate this dog. Yeah. And then my other roommate was like, I loathe this dog. I just don't know what to do. I kind of feel like at this point, it's me or the dog. And I just understand, like, why is the dog still barking? Train this dog.
Yeah. No, you're complete. Again, I could not be a bigger dog person. Do you want advice?
Yes, I would love some advice. I would love some.
One, you're so within your rights to be frustrated by that. That is so intense and so not fair. It is you or the dog, and it needs to be you because you are the one who pays rent. If we were 18 months ago, I think there is a lot to the dog respecting the resource of food. So you can work with your roommate that you give him breakfast and you give him dinner and you are the source of food is the best way to make pals with the dog. But the roommate should have thought of that and they should have Googled that. But yeah, if for some reason it's, no, nothing's changed, then maybe bring that up with your roommate and be like, well, I Googled it. So I figured out how to fix this. So when Tonka is here, he does not eat unless I give it to him.
It's a lady dog, and she is aggressive.
Yikes. Okay. Then she does not eat unless you give it to her.
I like that. Okay. That seems reasonable because I want to find some sort of solution. And it's only a couple times a month, but it's just like, I cannot, the anxiety and stress, it does not feel good.
No, that's terrifying.
Terrifying.
I'm so sorry.
Oh, it's a lot. So thank you for that.
I have to, as a pit bull owner, say it's not because it's a pit bull. It's terrifying to not have an untrained dog. Just dogs in general is. Terrifying.
And then
I'm so
Freddie
sorry.
had some great advice. Pour the tea, I'll bring cookies. Oh, is that for the that was for the drama. Okay.
For the drama. Yeah,
I was like, how will
exactly.
that help
But
with the
honestly,
dog?
I don't think
Pour the
Freddie's
tea.
wrong. You could try tea and cookies. Have you tried taking the dog to tea? Maybe that's a problem. Right.
Maybe Renee is the dog whisperer. I mean, if you all don't know, please go right now, like and subscribe. Renee has a podcast called Can I Pet Your Dog? So very well versed in dog things. Get it now though, because it's we're in the
It's going. She's leaving.
last couple of months of Can I Pet Your Dog? And since we're in the space of plugging, I also have a podcast called Minority Corner. You can subscribe. I'm also not sure how much longer that show's going to be going on, but get it now.
Get it.
Both
Get
have
it
over
now.
300 episodes, so you've got a back catalog.
That's
So
so much.
if
That's so
every
much.
morning is not enough, you're like, I need more of a fix. You've got our back
Go look
catalog.
at that. You can go look at
Minority
that.
Corner. Can I Pet Your Dog?
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm sorry that you're being made to deal with that. What is your work? What do I do?
Well, I just think that we're having difficulties. We're trying to do less meetings at work and work asynchronistically, which I have difficulty spelling. It's not that important. There's just difficulty in reading people's responses and things like that. And I'm being a little too loosey goosey in my language, getting too comfortable letting my wig down, taking my wig off with people, and just some challenges navigating collaboratively working in the virtual space.
It's tricky. It's real tricky.
Especially when their ideas are terrible. And I've even gotten to like my boss of like, this is what their ideas are, like as a little spy, because we're collaborating on this thing. And she's like, this is a bad idea. I'm terrible. I'm like, I know. And it's gonna look like I want this idea because our names are all on it.
Yeah. Yes. No, I would feel the exact same way. I think that it's just communication, right? It's just constantly talking and figuring out how to tell somebody that's a bad idea, but it's exhausting.
Mercury is in retrograde, so it does make sense. I'm having issues like communicating with, roommate people. I've been having just like right in my face communication like issues. So I'm not surprised. Mercury will be in retrograde until I think February 4th.
February 3rd. Oh, okay.
Well, I'm counting it down. And Venus is also in retrograde as well. So like love, relationships, that's all out of whack. Mercury, communication, technology. It's wild.
It's tricky. We're on astrology. Yes, I would love to real quick. I have a quick astrology thing, which I really oscillate between. I absolutely believe it, and come on, this is a parlor trick. But during my absolutely believe it's, my progress sun and my Venus are all in Scorpio. So I'm gonna turn into a mega
Zoid. Mega monster.
A megazoid very, very soon. I would love to tell you about my last one, but I kind of want to take the stage.
Okay. Well, Renee, you take the spotlight. Take me out of here, Nick. It seems like this is a private moment between Renee and the Get On Uppers.
Yeah, this is between me and the Get On Uppers. And if you want to chime in, okay, but at least let me have a minute or two to take the stage.
All right. Goodbye.
Jam.
Right.
Okay. I'll see you. I'll see you later, Gator. Freddie, Colby, Tim, Stacy. Have you familiarized yourself? Can you take yourself off camera? If you can't, I can. Watch this. Uh-oh. See?
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
look at that. Yourself. There was also a hot picture of a guy there.
I know. Oh, okay, thank you. You guys, I'm so happy to have you, just me. Okay, have you guys, my sweet Get On Uppers, have you done this to yourself? Have you gone to explore.org? Probably not, because you're all very cool. I am a nerd, and explore.org is where they put they're not hidden cameras, but cameras of animals at various sanctuaries. So you can watch bears catch fish, and you can watch puffins hatch, and you can watch dogs like little puppies play. It's divine. I love it so much. Anytime there is like a why would there be a group TV at work? But where I work, there's TVs all over the place. So I just put it on explore.org, and it's great, and I love it. Explore.org has recently partnered with a sloth sanctuary, and there is a new Sloth Cam. And it is, are you guys big fans of sloths? Get On Uppers? Are you sloth people? Probably, again, you're probably much cooler than I am, but the Sloth Cam is so adorable and so sweet and so slow how they move around. And so I was thinking that, oh, okay, I'll just watch this for a little bit. 20 minutes later, I'm still watching sloths. And so now my what would you do is I've looked and I've seen that this sloth sanctuary is in Costa Rica. And now I have to go to Costa Rica.
Renee, I have an anecdote about this.
Oh, do you know?
So
Yes.
I have been to Costa Rica and I have held sloths while in Costa Rica. I have a I have I will bring a photo tomorrow.
Please do. Are they as sweet
might
as
be
I
an
want them to be?
It might be an accidental thirst trap.
Are
So
they
I'll send you
are
that
they
photo.
slow and huggy and tell me everything?
So not when they're pregnant. So a lot of them people keep them as pets.
Yeah.
And yeah, Tim, Costa Rica is incredibly beautiful. I when I used to work on the cruise ship, we'd stop in Costa Rica and I would go zip lining.
Yeah.
Well, to be
Did
fair,
almost kill
Freddie
her,
said Jam, you almost killed her.
Yeah.
So we would then stop and pay the local kids like money so we can pet their sloths or like hold
Right.
their sloths and like take pictures of them. Usually they're just like very slow and docile, not when they're
Yeah.
pregnant. I held up a pregnant one and she just went like this. She wasn't like slowly moving, and so there's a picture of me holding her like. So I'll make a note, bring sloth picture to show and embarrass myself for tomorrow.
Please do. Please do. I would love nothing more. So that's my what would you do? Would you go to Costa Rica just for sloths? It sounds like okay.
Not
right.
just
Well,
for the sloth. There's also zip lining. There's a Pizza Hut that has Wi-Fi, which was key for us again working on the cruise ship. We would go zip lining and then go to the Pizza Hut and use the Wi-Fi to communicate with the folks. And look, who's back was here yesterday, I believe. Marilyn from New Hampshire. Welcome.
So
we are just getting into the second half of the show. So for latecomers, you're like, where am I? What's going on? Michael just joined as well at the top of the hour. You are on watching Get On Up with Jam and Renee. I'm James Arthur M. You've got Renee Colvert here. Now, remember, if you haven't done so already, you can head on over to www.backchannel.tv, smash that leave a review button. Poke at it, if you will, too. If you're like, that's too violent for me, you can just poke it, and then you'll be able to send us your thoughts. If you want Renee to go to Costa Rica just for the sloths, be like, Renee, get on over.
You should do that.
We got a question from Freddie. What cruise ships did not have Wi-Fi? I used to work on a cruise ship, so Freddie is like, what cruise ships didn't have Wi-Fi? This was 2009. So internet wasn't as prevalent. It's 2009. We've forgotten. And also it was like incredibly expensive to use it as a crew member, and it was slow. It wasn't great. So anytime we could, we would, where's the Wi-Fi? And we would just be, and this is back in the day, like nobody really had smartphones really. This is like 2008, 2009. A lot of people didn't quite have smartphones, and so you would take pictures on like an actual camera, upload them onto your computer to then post onto your Facebook.
Right. God, remember that? Those photo dumps on Facebook?
Yeah. Photo dumps. Yeah. Like, someone went on a trip. We had all these photos.
78 of them. My God. Yep.
Boop. Leave the review button. All right. Renee, take us to our next segment.
I would love to. So we're trying to balance out the like, oh God, the doomsday clock is it bing, bing, bing. It's going off. That kind of news. And they're like, oh, but you know what? This has potential. This actually might be something that isn't doomsday clocky. So we were thinking we'd do a little segment called This Has Potential. And what I would like to start with is a couple in New Orleans. Oh, wait, Jam, I missed you. So
Bye. I got cut from the show. They're like, we don't need.
Absolutely.
Renee's got it.
Absolutely. It's fine. So there's a couple in New Orleans who, while drinking, and this happens to us all, were feeling frustrated because specifically in New Orleans, they were having a trouble with their recycling, in that, like, because there's so many prerequisites and requirement that can taint the recycling, so nothing gets recycled, specifically glass. Like if you put the wrong glass in there, if you put the glass still has drink in it or something, it doesn't work, and so nothing's getting recycled. So what they have done, especially in New Orleans, because there's so much flooding and hurricanes and is they have figured out a way to grind glass so finely that it turns into sand, and that can be turned into sandbags, which can help prevent the flooding in New Orleans, which is incredible. So there's a GoFundMe to like function it, because obviously you need like the super high power grinder, but it seems like a really practical and functional way to get glass to be recycled in a way that is actually helpful. And I guess there's also a sand shortage. Have you heard about the sand shortage? Can you say sand shortage?
Sand shortage by the seashore, Sally Sue.
All right, you show off. All right.
What S words you need? I got you. What you got? Scallions, Scorpio, snakes.
But wait, I want to. If anybody wants to like follow this a little bit more, there's a whole company. And it is, you can follow the program, and so they did Indigo to like sort of to fund it, and the company is called Glass Half Full. And they were awarded most innovative program award to keep Louisiana beautiful. Seems cool. Seems cool. Maybe I think there is an element of, well, God, well, now what do we do with these glass sandbags? But at least it's functioning twice.
We'll figure that out one thing at a time, right? You solve for one thing, then we'll solve for that later. And Freddie pointed out that there's a girl on TikTok who does that too, called EcoFran. EcoFran is doing that.
EcoFran. Cool. So yeah, it's all the rage. Wait, Freddie, maybe you can help me out with that. Is it so? It's just to create sand for like flooding stuff, or is there other elements like once we turn in?
It's not EcoFran, Renee. You're like, okay, so Freddie, how did you do it?
EcoFran. That's the only part I'm curious about is like beyond a sandbag, what do we need this for?
I have to pause in the action. I just had this moment. Please. I just want to share this, everybody. Yes, I want everyone to know how much I love Renee Culver. I'm not kidding. I love her so much. You are the love of my life. 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 I already know it might get my morning jam for next week is gonna be.
You're the love of my life. But I have one more thing about. Well, sincerely, you're my favorite person in the whole wide world. Favorite part of my day. Love you so much. The other thing I'm wondering about is in the future, in this dystopia that we're all sprinting towards, apparently. Are kids going to be playing in glass sandboxes? We'll just be like, listen, buddy, let's throw you in the glass box.
No, but you know what? I don't want to poo-poo your joke here, but actually they don't even use sand anymore, Renee. I don't know the last time you've been to a park, but clearly it's been a while. No, they do like other things that's more sanitary. Sandboxes are nasty and dirty. You find things. It's not good. We replaced sand. Sorry. You're like, I have a whimsical joke. I'm like, well, actually.
No, they don't use sand anymore. Right.
Yeah, they use like bouncy pad stuff because kids be falling. So they have like little astro-y, turfy, bouncy pads or fake grass. They're not actually using sand anymore.
That makes sense.
Probably because there's also a sand shortage. So
true.
Sand shortage.
Wait, glass is made of sand, right? So I wonder if because glass is currently used to like what you would do if you were to recycle glass as it is in the thing is you just reuse that bottle as is. So I wonder if we turn it back into sand, if then we can repurpose it and use glass again just over and over and over and over.
Renee has solved the climate crisis single-handedly. Renee for Queen of the Universe.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
And Kobe wrote, "You are the woman in my wings, or wind beneath my wings." I think I know you're going. I see you.
Jam, the sweet, sweet love of my life. What do you think has potential?
So I'm going to tee you up with two things because I would like to tell you I misunderstood the assignment, but I knew exactly what I was doing. So I'm going to give you two little like cute little, oh, this looks good. And then I'm going to hit you with, depending on who you are, you might think this is a good thing and have potential, but I think other people will be like, this is terrifying and a disaster. So this might have potential to be terrible and bad. Hold on to your seats. Different direction. Here comes the gloom and doom. Okay. You gotta know. Well, here's some good things. I don't know if you all knew this, but Anna Kendrick and Bill Hader have been quietly dating for the past year. So that could be potential for like good love.
Do you think they met on the set of Noelle, the smash hit Christmas film for Disney Plus.
Oh, I missed that one. And I think that's exactly what happened. I
All
think
right,
that's
I think so
exactly
too.
it.
I think so too.
Another thing, Fauci is cautiously optimistic about the end of the Omicron wave. So I guess last week it was like, numbers like 800,000 a day. Now we're getting this to 700,000. And so as they saw when this variant hit like South Africa, it dives down really quick, right? So you have the like peak and then it gets to that point and then it really peters off really fast.
Right.
So some cautious optimism, but please continue to keep this is a public health crisis. So we're not only trying to keep ourselves safe, but other people safe as well, because we are all in this together. To quote High School Musical, the musical, the TV show. That's what I was quoting.
Yeah. No. That was very clear.
Renee was caught in a dance audition moment. You auditioned for that, right?
Slow down. Yeah.
You're like, I gotta nail this choreography today. If you can't see, we are dancing up a storm and canoeing as we go. And yes, Kobe, you are the wind beneath my wings. Oh, likewise. I knew that's where you were going. I knew the song. Okay. So this looks good if you are maybe a trust fund kid, or you're like really looking for affirmative action to be ended. So here we go.
I'm ready.
I see you too, Kobe. I see you. So the Supreme Court announced yesterday that it will once again decide whether or not the consideration of race in university admissions violates civil rights laws. So as recently as 2016, the court ruled repeatedly that universities do have a limited right to consider an applicant's race when evaluating potential candidates for admission. But the court's decisive conservative majority could upend this decade's precedent that we've had for this issue. So the cases that are being reviewed together are from Harvard and the University of North Carolina. They're being accused of discriminating against Asian American students. So in the Harvard's case, the lawsuit alleges that Asian American applicants were discriminated against on the basis of subjective standards to gauge personal qualities like leadership. And so then at UNC, the University of North Carolina, the plaintiffs argue that the university had discriminated against these applicants as well as the white ones in favor of admitting Black and Native American and Hispanic applicants. But the fact that like Harvard is also a private institution and UNC is a public one, which means that there will be slightly different legal standards. So both of these cases have been brought forward by the Students of Fair Admissions, and this group was founded by conservative legal activist Edward Bloom. And the lower courts had previously heard both cases, but they all ruled in favor of the universities. But the makeup of the court is very different now. So, with kind of similar to like Roe v. Wade, all these different cases that had been put forward are now being revisited. And so there is so it's really just bubbling the challenge on the use of race-based preferences and admissions and higher standards. So challengers say that they discriminate against like I said, against Asian American applicants at the expense of Black, Hispanic, and Native ones. And so essentially they've been trying to get this case forward for the longest time. And what they essentially found were non-white people to be the plaintiffs. So these Asian American, students to be like, well, I can lose. It's, affecting everybody. So really, but this could be the Raptor testing the affirmative action fence. With these conservative judges in place saying like, oh, can we tip the balance? Because again, once you set a precedent, it can swing all over in that. And they have been chipping away at things like, affirmative action. So I do want to correct something, because a lot of affirmative action is about quotas, and that's actually not the case at all. They think that there's strict numericals set aside for specific minority groups, and that's not the case. Because back in 1978, the court said, oh, no, you can't do that. But it said that schools can consider race for the purpose of putting together a diverse student body, but you can't just make it a numbers game. So as it exists today, affirmative action means that school administrators can consider race, but only as a kind of soft factor, part of, the holistic review process. Because also taking into account that different groups, we're all, I think, on the same page of that we don't have the same experiences. You and I, Renee, did not have hurdles. There's certain things that I've, had privileges that I've had as being a man, and there's certain ones that you have had as being, a white woman, that we all have these different things. And so just to sort of weigh those and factor those in and just be aware of that. And then also the data shows, so you quote Brene Brown, that especially when you talk about companies, because I do diversity, equity, inclusion, and belonging in my day job. And the data shows that businesses that have strong diversity as a foundation get an increase in revenue in 19% because they have better decision making at 86%. Because you have people, if you have everyone who's looking from the same point of view and coming from the same perspective, it's going to be very limited. The best improv teams that I ever saw, if it was 5 white guys on a stage, it wasn't funny.
Ever.
The more diverse the team was, because they had more interesting perspectives that they could pull from. It was more, they could even joke about things. There are plenty of gay jokes that you can make, or even black jokes you can make, but you want to come from an informed space, and having someone who's representing that can help navigate that in a much more interesting way. There's so many great, we have a lot of issues and problems, but then we can joke about them, but there's a way to do it. Way to go about it. So this writer who's been following this, Jay Willis, points out that this acknowledges, this whole entire process really acknowledges the basic reality that a system where access and success is based heavily on things like test scores and GPAs and neighborhood schools and wealth and tutors and stuff, it's really going to lean towards also a specific group that has access to that, right? We have systemic issues that keep different people, the schools are not all equal. Not everybody has access to the, tutors. And I mean, the SATs are really just, it's a scam. It's a scam. And to be able to, it really is. It's a scam to be able to, the way it is built now, you have to, it's a pay to play. So you have to, pay for these courses and all this sort of stuff there. And so, so if affirmative action were to be tossed out, it's going to create student bodies that look less like the country at large. And so you're going to have less people, diverse folks being able to participate and go. And it's going to be just really a narrow slice of society, people who are kids of Fortune 500 executives. So and here in a 2003 case study that upheld the use of race as a kind of soft factor, the justice placed a lot of weight on briefs that were filed with the court by businesses, by the U.S. military, that talked about how important diversity was to success, just as I mentioned, success in business, success in national defense. And without affirmative action, you're going to have people will just have less access to it. These will be even more elite institutions and things like that. And here's the thing is that critics of affirmative action, they kind of ignore this idea that, there's a certain people have a big leg up in the admission game, and think about the admission scandal, right? There is actually, I did a report once in a study that there is affirmative action, but it doesn't go in the same way that you think of it is. It's really in legacy students. Right. So it's, Harvard's class of 2021 was 29% legacy students. So you're saying that certain people who are already in the door are going to get access to it. And no one questions that. No one bats an eyelash on them just getting a free pass into that. So, there's 5 Ivy League universities that were more of the students in the student body from the top 1% than the bottom 60%. So you're just going to keep having these disparities happening. And it also said that if you had relatives who went to Harvard, you were about 3 times more likely to get in than if you didn't. So not a surprise that about 2/3 of the students at Harvard are white. So just not really sure what the kerfuffle is really all about. It goes back to that Ruth Bader Ginsburg quote, is that you don't throw your umbrella out just because you're not, using it, or in the middle of the rain, or just because it's sprinkling.
Yeah. Gosh, man, that's so interesting. Welp.
Well, it has potential to be bad. And this is what Ruth Bader Ginsburg's quote is throwing out your pre-clearance. Is that an umbrella? Throwing out your pre-clearance when it has worked and is here it is. Throwing out your pre-clearance when it has worked and is continuing to work to stop discriminating charges is like throwing away your umbrella in a rainstorm because you're not getting wet.
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah. All right. Well, God, it's working. Stop. What? Okay.
So
Okay.
just there's that to keep her eyes on it. It's kind of sad, Renee. It's wild that like these things that we thought that we had passed and dealt with, they're just all
Mhm.
coming back. 2022.
It's nuts. It's
Yeah.
nuts. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. And it becomes difficult to believe. This Roe v. Wade thing in June is just like, they're not going to do that. They're going to do that. It's
Yeah.
crazy. It's
Yeah.
absolutely bananas. It's bananas.
Cool. Yeah.
All right. Well, feeling good, feeling strong, feeling hopeful.
Well, we're gonna switch gears. We're gonna do something a little fun now.
Yeah, we are.
Got our information. Our eyes are awake. Listen, we don't call
Yes.
it get on up for no reason, right?
Sure.
Your eye will boop. I'm
Boop.
awake now. I'm
Boop, boop.
up and gonna do something. But we are gonna switch gears. Renee, what are we about to do?
Oh, we're about to play my favorite game. My favorite game.
Yeah.
My favorite game. My favorite game. My favorite game. This is a game called Wildin' or Workin' It, wherein Jam has created a story, a scenario, an update of a person, place, or thing, and we get to decide if they are wildin', meaning well, that's nuts, or working it. Yeah, no, that seems good. That seems legit. Past examples of this have been Jamie Lynn Spears and Britney Spears. Who's wildin'? Who's working it? I think we landed with both.
Both are wilding and working it, and
Yep.
then Jamie Lynn making all that money off of her sister. She's like, "Oh, this book's not about my sister," but
And then just
it's on her
constantly,
sister's
oh, look at me,
name.
I'm top of the charts.
Yeah, thanks everybody for helping this work. All
Yeah.
right, so I've got a few of these, so y'all are gonna
Okay.
decide. So you'll
Very
go into you're gonna
excited.
it's gonna take a poll.
Okay.
Some of these are so ridiculous.
I love it. That's what we want.
Okay, so you'll just to your Echo device say, "Oh, that's wildin'," or say, "Working it." Okay.
Working it.
All right, so we got an image for this one, Nick. We're gonna do the Oscar Mayer photo. So we're gonna put that up. Now, is Oscar Mayer wildin' or working with this new they've got something new for you. They've got something new for you.
I'm gonna hate this.
Of it.
I'm
So
going to hate
So they
this.
just made a baloney mask from your childhood. It's real. They just made the baloney mask from childhood real. You know, when you're a kid, maybe you just put baloney on your face to make a face mask. You can
Nobody put it
purchase
on your
this.
face. You bite out the eye and the mouth. That's what you do. You bite it out and then you show it to people. You don't actually put it on your face.
It's on Amazon for you all to get. So thank you, Jeff Bezos, taking us to space with our baloney face mask. So it's called the Oscar Mayer Baloney Hydrogel Sheet Face Mask. And you can get it. So is this wildin'? It is an actual
Thank
beauty
you, Freddie.
product.
Yes, Freddie says, "Oh my God, that's terrifying," and Freddie is correct.
But they've got a fun nickname. Our baloney has a nickname. It's Bauty. My baloney has a nickname.
No, that simply makes me hate it more. Absolutely not. No.
This is real, Freddie. I know, Freddie. I'm not making this up.
Asking, is it actually baloney? Like, are we putting cold cuts on our face? It's not. It's not actually made of meat product, right?
I don't know. Yeah, I'm assuming. I mean, Oscar Mayer makes one thing, and it's meat. And so yeah, so there's baloney. So they said that there's unparalleled serotonin surges and prolific amount of selfies that you can have. Let me look at some of these ingredients. There's witch hazel, botanical, and seaweed derived ingredients to protect and hydrate. Collagens lock in moisture and promote skin elasticity. Minimizes the appearance of fine lines and wrinkles. I'm kind of sold on this. Baloney design induces unparalleled serotonin surges and prolific amount of selfies.
Okay, so you said witch hazel. So it's just a bunch of witch hazel going on in there?
Yeah, I guess so.
Freddie's so sorry, but that's not going anywhere near my face. Absolutely not. No, Freddie, I've never wanted to be your best friend more. Yes.
Is this wildin' or work? Is Oscar Mayer
wildin' thing you've ever told me? In
is
all
Oscar
of
let's hear from the get on uppers.
All
Let's not yuck it. It could be someone's yum. All right, y'all. Is this wildin' or is this working it? Thank you, Freddie. GM, you don't need it. Yeah,
get on uppers. Kobe, Tim, Corona, Amanda, Matthew. Would you put a baloney mask on your face, even if it's not made of baloney?
Freddie coming in hot. Wildin' as fabulous. Whiling as fabulous. You're right. They are whiling as fabulous.
This is bananas. No, absolutely not. I guess the thing that I'm missing, what's lost on me is I remember like what I would buy is little bologna. Well, no, I probably wouldn't buy it, but I'd be like, oh, that's cute. So it comes in the sandwich meat, but it's already got the face bitten out of it. So there's two eyes and a mouth. Because that's what you would do with your bologna. You do one little eye and another little eye, and then to make a smiley face. Then you hold it up, and you're just like, my bologna's happy. That was fun.
I have to tell you,
Yeah.
I never
Never
have
did that.
done this. I've
Never did
never
that.
seen this before. Is this a thing? Is this, I don't know. Is
Is
this
putting bologna on your face a thing?
maybe is this
Maybe
like
we
a
just missed the
is this like
bologna.
this a your people thing, Renee? I just don't know. Like, is this what
Oh, it
y'all
might be,
call
yeah,
that
probably well,
meaning?
that might
Okay.
people
I
think
don't
too. Okay, all right. We on
know.
behalf of all white people, I'm very sorry that
And,
this product exists.
and you all say you don't have culture. Look at that. Like, you've got a thing. You've got a thing. You've got a thing. Oh man. Um
We've got a
sorry.
thing, and we use the thing to prioritize properly. Yeah, you've just heard all the news, but Baloney's like, let's make a face mask. We'll probably put that at the top of the charts and things that we need to take care of. Good night. No.
All right.
Yeah. Okay,
Switching gears,
Tim says
everybody
Wyland,
went
Tom says
across the
Wyland,
board.
everybody says
No one's like,
Okay.
ooh, working it. I don't know. Here's what I think. I think Oscar Mayer is working culture. I think that they're working it. They're like, oh, this is the thing that y'all did. They're trying to make money because no one's buying bologna. Pandemic, things are hard. And so they're switching it up into face masks. They went from, and I don't think that is made out of meat. So they're like, okay, we're trying to be more environmentally friendly,
Right.
murder less. I don't know what
Right.
bologna's made out of. Cows?
Yeah.
Anyways, they're gonna
Don't
like
think about it,
murder
don't
less
think about it.
animals,
Yeah.
and it could be all the animals wrapped up in there. Don't eat. So they're trying to rebrand themselves, like Oscar Mayer face mask.
Yeah,
Oh,
that
girl,
would
did you
be
get that? Oh,
the
girl, is that the Oscar
funniest
Mayer
pivot.
face mask?
That would be
Okay.
the funniest pivot. Did you hear Oscar Mayer's like, I don't know, they just sell it at Sephora. I don't know.
Oh, yeah. Oh, did you get the new Oscar Mayer makeup line?
I
love
hate
it.
it. Moving on. Okay.
That's not what the game is called. Hate it or love it. All right, this next one. Okay, Peter Dinklage. Maybe you saw this.
Yeah.
So I who do I want to say is okay, so Peter Dinklage, I'm not sure who we're gonna accuse of Wyland or who's working it. Okay,
Okay.
so it's Peter Dinklage versus Disney. Okay,
Okay.
so who's Wyland, who's working it? So Disney is doing a live action of Snow White. People are all abuzz because they cast recent Golden Globe winner from West Side Story, Rachel Zegler. So they're like, oh sweet, we have a Latina Snow White. But in our interview on the WTF with Mark Maron podcast, the Game of Thrones actor said, there's a lot of hypocrisy going on. Literally, no offense to anyone, but I was a little taken aback when they were very proud to cast a Latina actress as Snow White, but you're still telling the story of Snow White and the Seven Dwarves. Take a step back and look what you're doing. This makes no sense to me. He goes on to say, you're progressive in one way, but then you're still making this ducking backward story about seven dwarves living in a cave together. What the duck are you doing, man? Like, have I done nothing to advance the cause from my soapbox? I guess I'm not loud enough. I don't know which studio that is, but they were proud of it. All love and respect to the actress and the people who thought they were doing the right thing, but I'm just like, what are you doing?
Mm-hmm. Yep. Working it. Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Is Peter Dinklage working it or wilding?
Yeah. And I do think there is the thing of if it were a conversation, one person to one person, if you come at with that much defense and that much accusation and that much shame, you're not going to get anywhere because you have to do it with like, I see what you're doing. I appreciate that you tried. I think is the most effective way to have a conversation. But if you do that in the mainstream and public, nobody cares. It wouldn't make one headline. If you just very casually was just like, I'm trying to understand. I don't quite understand that. Nobody would care. The fact that he went off, everybody picked it up, and it's hopefully going to change. So working it.
Yeah. What here's the thing that some folks are saying. So here's the thing. Here's what Disney came out and said in response. They said to avoid reinforcing stereotypes from the original animated film, we're taking a different approach with these seven characters and have been consulting with members of the dwarfism community. And we look forward to sharing more as the film heads into production. Okay. So they might be taking a different term. Some folks have been saying who are part of the community
as of that morning. that they were doing
that's
that?
a great question. That is a great question. Not sure. But some are also saying so. There was also the movies Snow White and the Huntsman with our girl, not Natalie Portman, Chris Hemsworth, and what's her name? She was in Charlie's Angels, Twilight. She's playing Spencer
Kristen somebody? Kristen.
Stewart. Yep, Kristen
Okay.
Stewart. We did it
We
together.
did it together. What a team.
All in this together. So Kristen Stewart was in I like Freddie's version, Snow White and the Seven Hunks. I think that's available on certain. I think that's actually already maybe already out there. Seven White and the Seven Hunks. Can I audition for the role of Snow White now?
Of course you can.
Well, right. So we're gonna get even more progressive. It's like a black gay man is Snow White. I mean, that's pushing the envelope. That's pushing the envelope. Amy, just in time, we are doing While and Working It. We're talking about Disney is doing this, new Snow White movie. They've cast a Latina actress, but to still do this movie with these 7 quote unquote dwarfs. And like is that really where we are? Here's the thing: when they did it for Snow White and the Huntsman, they cast non-dwarfs to play these roles, and they just superimposed their bodies on actual little people's bodies. And there was the community was then upset because they're like, oh, these are roles that are for us and you're not even casting us in this. So some are like, oh, but these are roles for us. So it is, it's
Oh, I see. Yeah. Well, yeah, I'll be curious to see what Disney thinks they're doing that'll fix it. But it will be interesting. And Tim, you make a good point. If they'll go the Once Upon a Time TV show route, I didn't watch that, so I don't know what they did for that.
You're right. Yes. I did watch that, and they were not. They were actually just. Oh yeah, they were. I don't think that they were little people. I'm also not. Please let me know if I'm not saying this correctly. I apologize in advance. I don't know if they were little people or dwarfs. I also don't. I feel like some people prefer one term over the other, so I am not sure if I'm saying this right.
Yeah,
but
I'll be curious to see. I think Disney knows that they need to be swift in their information coming to us. How we make this okay. Yes, continue.
We have a video clip that is resurfacing from 1997, The View. We have a video, Nick, if we can. Hopefully this one will work. Hopefully it started around, I think, 20 seconds, I said, or whatever I said in the email, because there's a naughty word that gets said in it. But this is between RuPaul and Joy Behar. Who is wildin' in this clip?
It's very exciting. So it looks like we can play the video, but we can't start it.
Everyone, we're here with RuPaul, and when you dogged my girl, I was saying Joy looked like
I was not
butch.
dogging her ass. I was just telling it like it TR is, okay?
But Miss, excuse me, you call me butch? Honey, but you're a bitch.
Must always remember when you say mean things to the co-host, they get to come back at you.
That was not a mean thing. I'm just stating facts. And she came on my show talking about, you look like why is it that you look so great in a dress and I can't?
You know what? I take it back. The butch thing was a compliment, but the voice is not.
There you go. And look at Miss Behar now, because that's glamorous.
Well, you know what? I have to say, and when I saw her backstage, I have to say that they did fem her up. I love the haircuts.
Doesn't the hair look great?
The hair looks great, and you wearing nice colors and stuff. But the slacks,
She looks fabulous.
Do you think that I'm going to take fashion advice from a drag queen?
Well, honey,
it's my sister.
You better listen, Joy, you better take it from somebody. Okay.
You know what? I'll leave it there because the audience will hate you instead of me.
I knew we had a really good show. One very.
All right.
Okay.
Oh, Freddie. Freddie coming up with a hot take, not loving anyone in this clip. So I think Freddie thinks everyone's wildin' in this clip. What do we think, Renee? What are we thinking?
Yeah, I mean, I think just from a host standpoint, I think because you can see the pain in her eyes. That is her getting made fun of her appearance her entire life. So you can see it hurt her feelings. But I think the move was to laugh it off and be like, tell me about it. Like, you're a comedian, so you gotta joke this off. And I think, I mean, I don't know. you can see the pain in her eyes, but I don't think it was handled well. Continue. What do you think?
Sure, yeah, and I think the dig at like I'm not going to take it from a drag queen was a little, and you can so see it. It's interesting because I watched The View and you see Joy has really evolved over the times. It's so interesting. Because you could even see it was such a childish thing. She's like, "Well, I'll keep it going because I don't want the audience will hate you and love me." Haha! It was like 6-year-old Joy Behar in that moment, and also too. But I think like RuPaul in 1997. RuPaul was a joke in a lot of ways around that time, was the butt of jokes, was hired to do things in comedies to play like, oh, I think that's a man. Like, so like I think was even played the gym coach Miss Man in Scary Movie. I think was that her or something? But like she just and so she wasn't, and so it's a different time. And like also she's going with her Kobe's right. The whole thing was crazy. Everyone was just, this was like a perfect example. Walking bags of trauma when they meet each other. Hurt people, just
hurting each other.
In this circus of an audience. Yeah. It's,
what's so funny is I was like, oh God, what would I do? I think I would try to play along. And then I think I would just because I'm old at this point. And so I'd be like, this is really hurting my feelings. And then just see where that takes us. Why is it resurfaced? What is the popular opinion of this? Or just
the internet gets bored and the internet never forgets. They're like, oh, look, remember this? No idea why. No idea why.
Yeah, I think they're both smiling. I think. What do you guys think? Get on uppers. How do we feel about this? What do you think, Jam?
Yeah, I think I said like hurt people. I think I can see the defense on Rue, again, 1987, it's still not really safe for queer and drag queens that they're not, part of the mainstream on daytime television. So guard is up. And I think Rue is leaning into her character. I think she was kind of, working it a little bit. I think that it's interesting. Joy is such a comedian that wasn't able to take it the way that
and you make a good point about the progress because Rue has a full self-help book at this point about believing yourself and being kind to yourself. So I wonder if they were to meet
the journey. You can see the journey from both of them. Yeah. All right. I got 2 more, but we might not have time for 2 more. But here we go. So
great that someone should have taken the high ground on the last one. Yes, continue. Moving on. Yes.
You're right. All right. So we won't go there today. All right. Neil Young threatens to take his music off Spotify if Joe Rogan keeps his vaccine lies on the platform. Is Neil Young wildin' or working it?
First up, Glenn, Alanda, I'm so happy to see you. You guys, we need help. I mean, this is tricky. I mean, that minus he's working it. He's absolutely working it. Absolutely. Use your power. We got to stop this. Spotify, what are you doing? What are you doing? You do not need the money that bad. It's just, I don't know. I think absolutely working it. I wish more artists would do it. But more than that, I wish Spotify would be like, sorry. I'm sorry. You're right. Sorry. So.
Dang. Freddie with the hot takes this morning. I almost spit out my smoothie everywhere. Freddie goes, I mean, he's working it, but is anyone going to miss him?
That's fair, Freddie. That's fair.
Don't read the comments, Neil Young. I hope, Neil, you're not listening. We love you. You're great. Freddie, just kidding. Yeah. But to your point, I do appreciate, like, it was like, oh, this aha. Like, oh, yeah. Like, because it's a public health crisis. We can't handle these lies. And so if it's only perpetuating the lies, then we need to really nip this in the bud.
Yeah. And I'll extend that past Joe Rogan. I think just across the board, we just need a united front of the facts. And so however we do that, and I know that we can, but I think that's one way to start to try.
Yeah. And I guess this was such an opportunity for a let's all come together moment. And maybe I'm still being a Pollyanna, hoping that we can get there of like, people we'll not agree on everything, but there has to the safety and livelihood of everybody. I would love to think that we could, come together on.
Right. Yep. It'd be nice.
Oh, and Freddie coming in. I love these hot takes with Freddie. We should do a whole entire segment. These exclusive podcasts are trash. As 2 podcasters who've been around in the game for like 6+ years, we were doing it before, Michelle Obama had a podcast. Like, no offense, it used to be the layperson's medium, and now like everyone and their mom has a podcast. Literally, my mom is launching a podcast called
which mom's podcast called? Should we shout it out?
Not giving her any more listeners.
Okay.
But yeah, I think as well, the exclusive podcast thing is such a weird, it's a weird thing to me. It's, yeah, it's weird.
Yeah, fair.
I'm gonna squeeze in one more because I just think this
Please.
story
No,
is
we love these.
kind of
These are fun.
funny.
Let's do one more.
President Joe Biden ended a meeting with the press on Monday with a candid moment, calling Fox News' Peter Doocy a stupid son of a bee. Was he wilding or was he working it?
Doesn't that seem like a publicity stunt?
Oh, you think so? Dang.
Anytime he does, you're just like, oh, he just, again, like being calm and being polite does not make headlines. I wish that it did. And I think it works better. It just takes way longer. But no, I feel like his maybe not, and I don't know him, but I feel like his freakouts are very strategic.
Oh, interesting. Okay. Yeah. Freddie, we've all done it. Yeah, those hot mics. You know what's interesting? Yep. I hear what y'all saying. I hear what you're saying.
Yep.
I'm gonna say that again, I don't think that maybe he was wrong, but I think he was wild in the sense of rule number one, you always make sure your mic is not on you before you say anything. I learned this early on when I was working at Marvel and hosting stuff. You make sure the mic is away from you. You are silent. They say cut. You wait till everything is off you, and then you can start talking.
Right.
You just never know. Because
I don't know the story. Was he off mic or did he say it to him directly?
It was off. He thought he was off mic. So here's what happened. He was at a very long press conference. So also, it's long. Biden's, passes bedtime. He's got to get to bed. And so the last question, so he's leaving. And the last question came from Doocy, who shouted, "Will you take questions on inflation then? Do you think inflation is a political liability ahead of the midterms?" And Biden goes, under his mic, he thought he was off. And he just deadpan was like, "No, it's great. More inflation. What a stupid son of a bee." He's like frustrated because it's frustrated with the moment of things. It's just like stupid. What a stupid question. And I will say there is really Doocy. There was an interview that he did with McCain that was just not the smartest journalist. So it's but I think Biden's wilding in the moment of wait till your mic is off. Doocy's wilding and get better questions, man. Get some better questions.
That's very fun. I think the thing that I like best about that is the inflation's great.
The sarcasm. I love some sarcasm. It's funny. He's like, yeah, it's great. More inflation.
More that, please. More. Yes.
Because he knows, and he's frustrating. It's not going the way that he had planned, but it was you get handed a flaming bag of poop.
That's just what you're gonna do. Yeah, I'm gonna go with working it with the best you got. And now that I have context of it was an accident, I guess it probably wasn't a stunt. But
look at Renee going some publicity stunt.
I mean, in general, don't trust politics. Don't do it. Don't do it.
Yeah. Well, Renee, we're here. Our last segment of the day. We want to make sure that we're sending y'all with some good. Renee, set us up here.
Yes, I'd love nothing more. This is Wednesday, so I honestly take a guess. Get on uppers. What do you think we're gonna do? So we leave it on a positive note. It's Wednesday, so it has to be a W word. What do you think it's gonna be? Wisdom. Of course it is. Wednesday wisdom. There you go. And this time I am sort of conflating the word wisdom with information. I am obsessed with a podcast called The Plot Thickens by, I think it's TCM. Is that the network? Yeah, TCM. And they do a serialized series every 6 months. And right now it's Lucille Ball. And so you're just getting to hear every single step of how Lucille Ball became Lucille Ball. And it is fun and it is informative and it is well edited and it is captivating. And I'm just loving it so much. So The Plot Thickens, the podcast. If you want to know everything about Lucille Ball and you're an auditory learner like I am, get on into it.
But couldn't I also just watch the Nicole Kidman film, being the Ricardos? Sorry, Nicole Kidman, what nobody asked for.
You probably could.
Maybe I bet you she listens to that podcast. She'll be like, "Oh," she's like, "Good day. We should redo the movie."
We got it all wrong,
Governor.
No, none of our facts are right. That's not it.
No, that's not it either.
And what is your wisdom for Wednesday? Wednesday.
Frosty, just in time, we are doing some Wednesday wisdom, and I got some Wednesday wisdom coming at ya. Oh yeah, we need some of Renee's recommendations of what are you. They also want to know what are you watching, Renee. So let me
Ooh.
do my wisdom, and then we're gonna get on over to what are you watching. We got to give the fans what they want, Renee. They want to know. Here's mine. I was listening to Oprah this morning, and it's about relationships, and this is something that you hear from Oprah so often. She got it from Maya Angelou, but she repeats it a lot. When someone shows you who they really are, believe them the first time. Sometimes we're waiting to like the 29th time, and it's like people show you through their actions who they are repeatedly. I believe in space and grace for people to change. Also to say, you know, in this moment when your needs aren't being met, as Renee and I are growing in this space, you know, do some radical candor and you say to the person, hey, when X happened, it made me feel like this. Next time, can you do this? Or would you mind? Or how can I help so X happens? Whatever that need is, asking for your needs to be met. But when you've made that request and it continuously does not get made, what are you doing? What are you doing? That person's showing you who they really are. I find this is interesting because, like, I see this how this works in romantic relationships or even friendships. But what happens when it's your family who keeps showing you who they really are? That is the challenge that I'm actually really having right now with my brother. Showing me who he really is. I made request. At what point do you just sort of? I've never cut off a family member because it wasn't healthy or safe for them to be in my life, but might be heading there.
Maybe. You know what advice I got over the holidays was the key is acceptance that you will always oscillate. Because I think the impetus is to be like, that's it, they're cut off, or that's it, I'm just going to try again. And then you get frustrated with yourself because you don't have an absolute of what will fix it. So the absolute is this is always going to oscillate, and I hope it gets less hard as it goes, which isn't real comforting. But yep. So, but you can trust who you are, that you're always going to keep trying.
I will absolutely. Well, Renee, let's do a quick impromptu segment requested by the Get On Uppers. Give them what they want. This is what I want about this show. You all can be like, do this segment. It's like we're a band and they're like, play this song. We're like, oh, okay. We weren't prepared, but we'll do it. Renee, really quick, and then I'll go to what are you watching right now? What are your recommendations?
Freddie, and I do not want to disappoint you. I really don't. There's not a ton of time for TV, so my comfort watch is that Saved by the Bell reboot. I love it so much. So it's just on. It's keeping me company. I think it's great. Season 2 is somehow better than season 1. Loving it. I love it.
It's just so good.
With it.
So good. Look at Freddie's like, encore, do another morning show or another set. Would that be amazing?
Freddie,
we're like, all right, we're gonna keep it up, Freddie.
Love you.
So good. I am in the middle of watching so when I have time, I didn't even get to do my treat yourself Tuesday because I was, you know, doing the work of my colleagues as they did not do it. But I did squeeze in. And what I also realized, I don't have to finish an episode. Sometimes I'm just like, well, let me just, you know, eat dinner and watch. You can press pause and come back to it, you know. And so I'm watching Euphoria season 2 is just. It's a lot. It's so good. The writing is so good. It feels though like it's turning into Breaking Bad it's like Breaking Bad meets 90210, like a gay queer 90210 kind of, you know. It's getting intense. It's getting intense, but I love it. It's funny, but then it's like intense. And then man, I guess I love my drug dramas. The Ozark, final season of the Ozark, so intense. Everyone's terrifying on the show. All of the actors, everyone that the birds are going up against, they're so terrifying. And then you never know who's going to try to murder them next. But that's what I'm watching.
I'm such a fragile bear. I have not been able to get into it, but
I know. Oh, sidebar. I know I was trying to get you to watch Yellow Jackets. I'm going to send you an article, Yellow Jackets on Showtime. They have an article that shows it's like Yellow Jackets for scared people. And so it'll tell you what all the scary things are to watch out for. So you can watch it and know that there's something that's going to happen. So
yes, I can absolutely work with that. Great. Okay. Yes, please send that to me. Yes, please. Yes, please.
That's it for today, y'all. Thank you so much for being here on Backchannel. I want to thank everybody here. Look at this jam-packed audience. It's so great. What a great show. We had a great time. Kobe from Alabama, I want to thank you. Tim from New Hampshire. Verona, this was your first time here. Please come on back. So great to have you. We had Amy who popped in, Glenn from Pennsylvania, Alonda from Mississippi, Tracy, Mary Gay from Alabama, Frosty, John Mitchell from Missouri. So great to have you.
Nice.
We'll be back tomorrow from 7 to 9 a.m. Pacific time.
Open back channel. We'll be right here. But until then,
Oh, last thing. Sorry, Renee's like, I'm already out of here. She's taking off.
Let's go.
She's taking it off. Stick around because we got some more shows coming at ya, like Cleopatra. Right after us, it's the Anthony Davis show for 2 hours. Then you got my pal Hal for 2 hours right after that, and then The Drive taking us home at the end of the day. Mario Smith. So you just sit right there. More programming coming at ya. And thanks for watching. Get on up. I'm James Arthur M.
And I'm Renee Colvert, and you just
got
on.
Gonna get through this. I'm gonna get through this. I'm gonna make